From the Green Room Studios at Bates Nursery in Nashville, Tennessee, it's Gardening Inside Out, a podcast with highlights from our Saturday morning live show, answering all your gardening questions, giving you plant advice for any space in your life. Let's start the show.
Hey, everybody, it's Caroline Gant.
Hey, everybody, it's Austin Lowen.
And Tyler Blankenship.
Hey, we're all here. I'm barely here. Not going to lie.
Why?
I'm dead.
You look pretty present to me,
You
though.
look fine.
Well, yeah. But inside, I'm dead a little.
Oh, that's dramatic.
Hey, I know. Well, what do you expect? Y'all, you know,
Queen of
I've already
drama.
told y'all, but I guess I'll tell the world. I dug the worst hole of my life yesterday.
Or the best hole.
Negative.
You dug your own grave almost.
I wanted to. I wanted to jump in that grave and bury myself.
So why were you
never
digging
to
a grave?
return.
Tell our listeners.
My water line broke. Oh my God, we haven't had no water, no rain, no nothing here in a month, and I've got water just spewing out of the pipes. Just ask the water bill people. They're real happy. They got a fat check this week.
Water bill people.
Yeah, they're happy. He's got a great check for me from just water spewing all over the ground. All under the ground, I should say.
If
Y'all,
you call them, because you had a leak, they'll.
I know Caroline is still, we had to fix the leak, all right?
You did.
He's got to keep the drama level
Yeah,
up.
sorry.
Y'all,
I take it back.
It's true.
it was underneath my asphalt driveway
How'd you break it up?
with a
your
rock
hands?
bar and pure muscle.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, Caroline.
Whoa.
Just crushed it. I worked myself.
Literally.
Y'all, just take a little advice from me and don't do what I did yesterday, which was just work and just sweat so much that you just drain yourself of everything you've got and you make yourself sick pretty much. I pretty much made myself sick with the amount of work and sweat and not enough water yesterday.
Well, it was hot and very sunny yesterday.
It was awful, so awful, and that hole was horrible. Just
Are you going to
horrible.
plant a tree on top of it?
No, Caroline, I will plant 100 trees before I ever have to dig that hole again.
Yeah.
Please, God, y'all pray for me that I don't have another water leak. Okay? That's y'all's homework.
Done.
Yeah.
Hashtag prayers for Austin.
Thank you.
A
You're
sign.
welcome.
Jeez.
I'm glad you survived though, and you got it fixed.
I know. It's
Now you'll save all that money and you can use it to buy more trees.
no.
No.
I'm not digging holes for a while. I'm done with
You're
that.
done planting anything.
I'm
Hear that,
surprised you don't
everybody?
have a little digging thing for your tractor.
I ain't even got a tractor.
Yeah.
Why?
Who?
What are you doing then? Why you need to get a tractor?
Man, you gonna pay that bill?
No,
I ain't got
it's
no
your
money for a
house.
tractor.
I love how Tyler's like, you need to get a tractor.
I would love a tractor. Nothing would. I'd go home and ride that tractor every day.
I would
just
love one
find
too. I don't
stuff to
have
do.
one either.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I did have one, but it's no longer.
I get a little
me.
log and then I just keep rolling the log. I'd push it
Yeah.
and then lift it up and dump it and then let it roll down a hill.
Well, when you got it, you find all sorts of stuff to do.
Well, you know what, Tyler? If you want a tractor that bad, you get one and you can store it in my barn on my property.
No, I can store it in
So
my
that
house.
solves nothing because it's not
And
at
you can
Austin's
come
house
use
or
it.
mine.
But it's at my house. Why is my house not important too? I need a tractor.
You have not told me your tractor needs.
Everybody needs a tractor. Let's be honest.
That's true.
But ain't nobody got one, so we're moving on.
No, I had one.
Yeah.
Gone. R.I.P.
All right. How do we segue into plant talk after that?
I don't know. I don't know.
We got rain last night, and I will say this morning, looking at my garden, my plants look great. Way
Yeah.
better than they did.
I know. I talked about that with not getting any rain. Like literally after I have to do this water line thing, I got a massive amount of mud sitting out top. We got rain last night.
We got a huge rainstorm.
But you know what? I'm not even mad about it. I am super happy we got rain.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know how much it was. I don't know if our trees and shrubs are really going to benefit or not. I mean, I know it won't
I
hurt.
was up during it. It was a significant amount in a shorter amount of time. Oh, Tyler's
I
pulling
can
out the
tell
phone.
you how much fell, at
Oh.
least in the northern Nashville area.
Oh, okay,
TY.
here we go.
TY
Yeah.
Weatherman.
That's right. And we got 1.26 inches.
Oh,
That's not bad.
that's a decent amount.
I'll
And
take it.
It rained for a duration of 194 minutes.
Nice. And then
Wow.
my power went out.
Fun.
And my house got hot. And I have cats, so I couldn't open the windows very much.
Hot cats.
Hot cats. They were hot. And then they were just wild while the power was out. I think they loved the dark.
Yeah. There's something to be said about that.
They were wild. But you know what I did find in my garden that's popping up?
What's that?
Cardinal flower. I
Hey.
planted one, but now I have it. Maybe I planted more than that. But it's popping up in the same bed, but in different areas where I don't remember planting that lobelia.
Yeah.
It's pretty exciting because it's so pretty. It's just like this rocket that comes up.
It is about as red as true red can get.
And the hummingbirds absolutely love it. They flock to it.
Lobelia, what a good plant.
Lobelia, hit it, Tyler. You don't have the button anymore. Do you?
No.
No button?
Sorry.
Oh,
We lost the button.
We
We're
made
in
a
a
Everybody.
different era now.
You know what? I saw on my way in today.
What? Root
Surprise,
Becky on the
surprise.
side of the road?
No,
Oh.
Caroline, why would I ever talk about that? Surprise lilies.
Oh,
Yeah.
I do see
Oh.
the naked ladies
Naked
popping up
ladies.
everywhere.
Don't
Yep.
Google that if you're looking
Maybe,
it up.
maybe if you type naked lady flower.
Maybe that'll.
Oh
Maybe.
my
Yeah.
God.
I don't know
Maybe
if that's
not,
any better.
actually. Maybe
yeah,
not. No,
nah,
don't do that.
Probably shouldn't do that. Just Google lycoris. That's the
That's-
genus of this plant.
Or
And-
surprise lily.
or surprise lily. That'll work. And full family Amaryllidaceae. Say that 10 times
Yeah,
fast.
type that into your Google search bar.
But anyway, what a cool something about plants. Like seriously, what other plant really does that? I mean, not too many. So what lycoris does, it comes up in the spring green. It's got kind of strap-like foliage, almost similar to daylilies-ish. Almost a cross between daylilies and like alliums, maybe kind of in that range.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like that. And it leaves out in the spring just fine. Everything's good. Then it turns hot in July. That foliage goes away. It's like, nope, done with this, July. Sorry, I'm turning it in. So all the leaves just go brown. They just slough to the earth. And then now, this time of year, we have stalks of blooms that come up.
That just shoot up out of the ground. Like almost overnight. It's like all of a sudden you'll just see this flower that's hanging out. No leaves, no nothing.
Yeah.
Just a stem and these light pink flowers.
Surprise lilies.
Naked ladies.
That's just incredible to me.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not a lot of things that do that. I can't hardly think of anything else that does that. But it is a very soft, kind of baby girl pink.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I love it.
It is. It's
love
so
it,
cute.
Tyler.
I'm nodding in agreement. I guess I
Alright, good.
should say something verbally though.
But Tyler does look excited. Y'all can't see his face right now, but he looks very happy.
Yeah, I'm like, surprise, naked ladies.
Love that.
And I'm just getting into
That's
it.
the best surprise.
Yes, it is.
Uh-huh.
Surprise
I
flowers.
was also kind of like trying to think literally about Austin's question. Like, is there anything else that comes up like that?
Not that I can think
not
of.
that I
That
can
just a bloom that pops up out of the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you don't notice the leaves there in the spring, like you said, before they kind of die off, then you'll have no idea they're about to pop off
Yeah.
or up.
Yeah,
Off
I mean,
and-
most
off
people
and
that
up.
have them that didn't know they had them, they would just think their plants died. They're like, oh, well, it's dead.
Yeah.
And then,
I don't know what this was, but it ain't doing nothing.
and then a month later, surprise.
I do feel like it's like an annual rite of passage to forget that they're there.
Yeah.
And then when they pop up, you're like, yeah. But then if you need to move them, you're like, I'll move them later. They're really pretty while they're blooming. And then they
they're
finish
gone.
blooming and they're gone. And you're like, where'd they go? How do I dig them up?
I don't have any. I kind of want to plant some.
We sell them as bulbs, I think, in the fall, right?
I think yeah,
Yeah.
we do.
That's always cool.
Maybe I'll get me some this year. I have too much stuff to plant, y'all.
Yeah.
I can't get that.
Ugh.
Who am I kidding?
Yeah. You and your plants. Yeesh. You got a lot. That's okay. That's
I
okay.
do.
There's worse hobbies. There is worse addictions.
That's true.
Let's
And
be honest.
You know what looks really great in my garden right now?
Tell 'em.
Rudbeckia. And I've already told you this. But this morning I was looking at my Prairie Glow, which I was telling Tyler about yesterday. And that one looks so good, so clean. Everything else is getting tired. I haven't watered that bed. And that's actually a fairly newly planted plant. I planted it in like the spring. So it's not really that established and it's thriving.
That's good.
No brown leaves, perfect little blooms. I will put a photo up that I took this morning on our social media on Instagram and Facebook.
You
So
should
y'all
do
can
that.
take a look.
Love a show and tell.
Yes, I'm actually going to show Austin right now so you guys can hear his reaction when he sees it.
All right. I guess we'll do this. Oh, wow.
See?
Oh, you're right. That is actually very pretty.
Thank you.
That's looking very good. You know, really, it's a win for really anything this time of year to look that good. Like you're winning a little bit if you've got that. You know,
Yeah.
there's certain plants that just get tired. Let's just be quite honest. I mean, you know, me guys, I love petunias more than anything on the planet. But even when mid-August rolls around, y'all, even Misty Lilac, the goat, she gets a little tired. The petunias, they just do. But you know what? Shout out to another plant, and I know you love this one, Caroline, right behind my petunias, which have had no attention whatsoever. Nothing. I've done nothing, and they have been blooming since I put them in, and that is Gomphrena.
Oh, my Gomphrena looks amazing right now, too.
It's so good, y'all. As an annual plant, if you don't want to do anything,
Yeah.
plant Gomphrena. It is so good. It never stops. You never have to water, do anything.
And
like,
it reseeds.
a lot of times it reseeds. You're so right. I mean, you named a cat after your Gomphrena.
I did. She has a mustache and she's so cute. She brought me a whole litter of kittens when
Fun.
she appeared at my doorstep. Yeah, it was great.
But anyway,
But yeah, Gomphrena, that one is fantastic. And also, I planted Blue Victory Salvia this year because we had them in the little 4-packs and they're so cheap. I was like, I'll give this a try. That also, very much like Gomphrena, I haven't watered it. It is going. It is blooming like crazy. The bees love it. And it's next to my Gomphrena, so it's very cute.
No, that sounds cute. That's salvia laughs at the heat.
Yeah.
Just laughs at it.
It does.
Bring
I
it
mean,
on.
everything else, I've got Stokes aster in that bed. I've got catmint. Those have been suffering a little bit. Even some sedums I have because they'll turn kind of pale when they get really dry.
Yeah.
Those are suffering. But salvia and Gomphrena, they haven't even started wilting.
Yeah.
And I have not watered that bed. And that is full all day hot sun.
Mm-hmm. I think that's good. What you got, Tyler?
Oh,
What you got over there?
well, my black and blue salvia has been wilting like crazy.
No.
I'm a little mad at it.
Well, you should be. Must
That
be a
one's
pretty
like
dry
the big
spot.
leaf one, right?
Yeah, that one gets huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It supposedly gets huge, and maybe I planted it too tight. But earlier this spring season, I made a little perennial blended container, sweet potato vine in the front, calamint in the middle,
Oh, I remember this.
and then I think just one black and blue in the back. And now there's 3 stalks. I had cut it back, but I think the calamint kind of shaded it out a lot.
Mhm.
And then I cut back the calamint, and then, the salvia is finally starting to take off, but really it's not even taller than 18 inches, like 12 to 18 inches.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's probably that sweet potato vine sucking up all the water in that pot.
Oh, maybe.
Boy, they're thirsty creatures.
That's probably what it is.
They are thirsty.
They are really thirsty. I do like that as a spiller in mixed containers, but I'm really bad at watering my mixed containers, so I don't plant that.
I know. I was kind of mad at myself for planting that in the hanging basket this year because it's just
How does it
constantly
look,
needing
though?
water. Pretty bad.
Pretty great.
Pretty bad. Not gonna lie. Hanging basket game is not my best.
Not strong.
Well, I got to water them, and then that water seeps through it, and it gets all over my feet, and that's
so
annoying.
you just don't water it?
Well, you know me. I don't take my shoes off till I go to bed.
That's
so
true.
now I got
take
white.
my shoes off when I get in my car.
I know. My wife is immediately she gets on. My oldest daughter got home last night or yesterday after school, and immediately she was like, "Oh my God, it feels so good to take my socks off."
I don't see how you keep your shoes on for that long.
I can't do it.
At least pull a Mr. Rogers and put some slippers on or something.
Negative. I will never wear loafers.
Are they loafers?
So are you like
probably.
are you a never nude for your feet?
Shoes?
I just can't. My feet hurt if I don't have shoes on. It's just part of life, man. I don't know.
They're so used to wearing Nikes constantly. Your feet have turned into a Nikes ad, actually.
Yeah, it comes from my
Listeners,
mother.
if you don't know, Austin will never not wear a pair of Nikes.
That's
That
just
will always be on those feet.
people like their brands. Okay,
That's true.
I'm a Just Do It guy, and Nike is right there. I'll shout out Nike. Y'all send me some free stuff. Listen to this. Send
I'm
it
sure
out.
Nike's listening right now.
You know they are. You know. Oh, hey, real quick though, I want to go back because you had just made a really good point that I think people need to know more about, and that is whenever plants are dry, it's not always necessarily like I think trying to figure out and knowing when your plants need water and when they don't is like one of the most crucial things to horticulture. I really do believe that, like figuring out watering. And that is when to water, certainly, but it's also when not to water, okay? And not all plants show you in the same way, but you just made a great point, and that's whenever pants. Man, I said, I
You
just
were
got pants.
on a roll talking.
I was.
And then there you go.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, whenever your plants go a little bit pale sometimes,
Yeah.
like it goes, one plant that really, really does it a lot is going to be, well, first off, ferns do it a pretty good amount, but
Yeah.
also begonias.
Uh-huh.
Begonias go just like not green anymore, like grayish.
It's weird. I bought now I can't remember the cultivar, but it's a really cool begonia that we got in our annuals, but I will definitely be keeping it as a houseplant. And yes, mine does that. It's like a gray silvery color.
Yeah.
Like it starts to lose its vibrant colors in the leaves, and you're like, oh, that needs to be watered. And then it gains it back after you water it.
Yeah, and it gains its color back, which is amazing, And it's like, but it's funny that it has that response before it ever has a wilt response. Whereas some plants don't go that color at all. They just straight up wilt hard on you, They'll
Yeah.
just really show you when they're dry by a wilt. But then tons of plants do that. They go this, grayish, whitish kind of off green color, and that's whenever it's time to water. But it's good to note, like all those little things are helpful whenever we try to figure out what's going on with our plants, what to do, what not to do.
Yeah, and it's hard to know. And with houseplants, I talk about that too, like how to know when to water. A lot of plants will let you know.
Yes.
They'll wilt. They'll kind of turn a discolored look. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. I get it.
I'm just repeating what you just said. But
Okay.
yes, it's very relevant in every plant world.
Especially here in August. Mm-hmm. Let's be quite honest.
And a lot of my stuff does wilt. So that prairie glow that I just showed you, like in the morning, it'll be upright. But because we haven't gotten a lot of rain and I haven't watered it, when I get home in the afternoon, the bloom heads are turned down towards the ground, like it's weeping, like it's very sad. But Nighttime comes, it cools off, it's back up. And again, I haven't watered it, but it's just weeping a little bit.
Yeah. That's how it goes.
My sunflower blooms have kind of annoyed me a little bit because I thought that they would stick around for longer, but I've noticed the petals have been shriveling up.
Oh my gosh, you look so
Distraught
right now. You should have seen Tyler's little head shake.
They're planted right in front of my house, y'all, like flanking my entry. And like some of them look good, but they might last for 3 or 4 days and then start withering.
Yeah.
Is your yard just naturally kind of dry?
Yes.
Especially in the front. It just seems that way to me from a few times I've been to your house. Maybe not necessarily in the back so much. That's more of an oasis, it looks like to me. But like, it seems like your front, like it's kind of hard pan dry a little bit.
It is. I planted the sunflowers in Supernatural, but they were like that Supernatural was packed in this little hole that was left by these concrete blocks that were sitting in there, like literally immersed in the ground.
Yeah.
And so there's like enough nutrients and stuff right there, but as far as the dirt underneath that, it's just
hard pan, yeah. And just so y'all know, with listening, we make our own compost here that's called Supernatural. So that's what Tyler's referring to with that, which is a great soil compost blend that we make here.
Yeah, I definitely didn't. I did not amend to a significant depth, other than like 3 inches.
Yeah.
So maybe that's working against me, but I did set my hose for like 30 minutes on a trickle and both sides and let them deep water. And it didn't seem to really do very much.
Yeah.
Some yards are just like that in areas. Some areas of your yard. There's everybody, has kind of that trouble area in their yard. Sometimes more than one.
I have a few.
Yeah. I mean, someone might have that pesky wet spot that just will not perk, will not let the water go away. Some people have, a big old tree in the back that's shading out grass and you just can't get grass to grow. And it's just highly annoying. Mm-hmm. But we've all kind of got those spots. And Tyler, you sound like you've got a dry spot, man.
You do. That is weird about your sunflowers, though, because I've got a little sunflower patch and that I didn't even really till it up hardly. I just kind of took my shovel and loosened the dirt and then just threw the seeds in and didn't even put soil on it.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Maybe they don't like a lot of amended stuff in the soil. Maybe they like poor soil.
Yeah.
There's definitely some plants that are that way.
Yeah.
I've told you before about Northwind switchgrass, really any switchgrass. I watched a video one time of this guy out in the Midwest who was talking all about switchgrass. He was nerding out really good or whatever, so I was listening to him. And he was talking about switchgrass. And the more fertile the soil is, the more it wants to actually flop. The less fertile the soil, the more rigidly upright it stays. Like most, what we kind of like with switchgrass, it's got that upright habit, especially Northwind.
Yeah.
Amending your soil and getting it really nutrient rich is not always the way to go for some plants. Mm-hmm. And switchgrass can root, like 20 feet down or something? Gosh. Something incredible.
I think I'm about to move some of mine, and I'm dreading it because it's planted right by my front porch in a very gravelly area.
That's going to be a tough dig.
But it keeps flopping. I mean, granted, it is under some gutters that need to be cleaned.
Mm. Well, maybe it is time to move them. But yeah, it's going to be, that's going to be a tough dig.
I don't know if I'll be able to get it
Just wrench you a little digger. It'll be fun.
That's this little body.
Yep.
Rent this little digger for a day. I know how to do it. I sure did that yesterday.
Yeah, do you want me to pay you $5 an hour to come dig up this switchgrass? I'll do it.
Caroline, don't insult me. $5 an hour to be a digger.
Yeah.
Especially a digger of switchgrass.
Well,
that's more like a $50 an hour job.
That's right.
We are friends. Friends don't let friends dig switchgrass.
That's true. I would never pay anybody $5 an hour to dig up switchgrass. I'm going to try to do it myself and see how it goes, but it's probably going to be tough.
It's going to be tricky. Yep, for sure.
It might not be that bad. It's going to be bad. Yeah, it is.
Man.
My backyard this year has been somewhat of a trial for certain plants that Bridget gets really excited about and then tells me to buy, and then I buy them. But it's also sometimes not. She wants to see how the performance does as well.
Yeah.
It's like mostly an excitement buy.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like there's a fairly good shot that everything's going to work out well. Mm-hmm. And things have, for the most part.
Well, good. And Bridget tells you it's good. It's probably good.
Listen, Bridget will radio to me all the time and be like, hey, we just got some new plants I want to show you. And I buy it
right.
every
what she wants to do
single
is make you
time.
Buy it.
Yeah.
Well, we are. I will say, as nurserymen and nursery folk in general, we really like to see people take home plants that especially new cultivars, that we've never seen. We don't know. You might be the first one to have it. Mm-hmm. We want you to take it home and trial it for us and let us know how it does in your yard before we maybe buy it.
Yeah,
we're using y'all.
Sage is one that I took, and Queen of the Prairie Those are two that she was like, these are great. You should get them. And I was like, you don't have to say any more. I will take them. And they're doing great.
Yeah.
My Jerusalem sage has not bloomed, but the leaves look great. It might not bloom this year, but it's very big and healthy.
Well, good. I tell you, a very big and healthy plant in my yard that I absolutely love. But it's getting
your
to that.
pokeweed.
Negative. That thing is beautiful right now, though. That's all purpled up. It's purpled up, feeding them birds. Okay?
Oh, you're going to have so many birds nesting around.
That thing's money. All right?
Yeah.
I'll take it. Okay?
Okay,
But no, I was talking about what happens every year. Come this time, Sun King Aurelia. Sun King Aurelia. People, if you're not growing it, you need to be growing it. The thing is grow it in a little bit more shade than what I've got because, man, it's torched right now.
Is it?
Yeah, it looks like someone took a flamethrower to the top of it. Black, Caroline.
Whoa.
That's crazy.
But
Water?
it's beautiful.
What's crazy though is because yours is in full sun, yours gets huge. Mine is in part sun, more shade than anything else. And it looks good, but it's like 1.5 to 2 foot tall.
Yeah, see, that's crazy. Mine's literally approaching 7 feet tall. It's taller than
That's insane.
It really is. But the topmost part of the foliage is just black right now. And it happens every year, y'all. I'm not mad at it, okay? It takes, people would be like, well, why did you do that? Why don't you move it? Whatever. I'm like, no, because for all of the spring and most of the early summer anyway, this plant is as chartreuse and as beautiful green as possible. And like Caroline said, it gets huge. I mean, just massive. I
mine,
got
though.
2 plants. And they're just massive. But then, yeah, this time of year, getting black.
I can't believe yours gets 7 foot. Now, I had moved mine to a different spot that gets a little bit more sun last year because where it was barely even growing. It was just like a ground cover almost. So I moved it to soil that's a lot looser and a little bit more sun. I think I'm going to move it again because where I put it, it was just kind of temporary in my hosta bed and it did spread. It got wide and kind of took over hosta space. So maybe I'll try it in a little bit more sun and see
you
how it
should.
does.
I think you should.
And I'll keep y'all all updated because I know you're all wondering.
Mm-hmm.
And are we all wondering what the show was about this past Saturday?
Yeah, I wonder. I don't think I was even there.
You weren't?
Tyler,
In
you
your
were
brain?
here.
Were you
That
gone?
was
Were you
sarcasm.
somewhere else?
No, I was right here running
Did
the
that
show.
brain fly? You always do a great job running the show.
Thought it was a pretty good show. We had some pretty good live questions come in. Had some good pictures going on.
Yeah, we did. And if you're listening to the
I
podcast
took
and
a
you
broom to a piece of grass.
Forgot about
to
that.
silence
because
a
there was a
cricket.
cricket in it.
Oh, yeah, there was a cricket.
But if you've never watched the show before and you've just listened to the podcast, if you're ever up at 8 a.m. Central Time, that's when we live stream it. And you can actually ask questions live that we will get to. And we will, you can comment with us if you want. You can keep it going or you can just listen to us talk about your question.
Yeah, and it's kind of fun to just, put a face with the voice every once in a while. And you get to see my, crazy hand gestures and facial reactions.
A lot of jazz hands over here.
Caroline, there's jazz hands all over. That's what I do. It's
That's
jazz
what
hands.
you do.
No, it's not.
Sometimes he gets up and does a little dance when he gets really
That's not
excited.
true. I've never danced.
Guess you'll have to watch to find out. But let's go ahead and get into this week's episode. The whole gang was here, y'all. The three of us, as well as Josh Carey and David Bates.
Yeah.
You know what I am thinking about, though?
What's that?
All of my natives in my garden beds and just on my property are looking amazing right now. People are like, why is this plant so sad? What will keep blooming when it's this hot outside? And we haven't had rain. My pretty much any natives that I have growing, rudbeckia, my milkweed, butterfly weed, that still looks good, even though it might not be flowering. I mean, all of those natives are thriving right now because they're in a spot where they're supposed to be.
Well, that's a great point. And shout out, David, your wife, Renee, who was out here just the other day. She bought a whole bunch of native plants. And David, I know you got a big project going on at your house, re-landscaping everything pretty much. And she
You
got
charged
it
her
started.
retail, right?
Huh?
You charged her retail.
Yeah,
right?
she's full retail.
Okay.
No, it didn't.
Well,
But anyway.
and of course, she leaned heavily on your expertise, very heavily on Bridget.
Yes, very heavily on Bridget.
Shout out to Bridget this morning.
Hey, Bridge.
There will be more.
Yep.
I think we should talk, Caroline, about what's going on in the world of our many. We're grateful for the many people who watch us and ask these wonderful questions about what's going on in their yard or just observations. We also invite photographs, and we'll. I don't have no idea what we've got lined up in that regard, but we will be featuring those kinds of things as we go through. So take it away, Caroline.
All right, we're going to start with an email that we got from Lisa. So Lisa is saying, I have been looking for a real skinny blue evergreen conifer. After looking at a million pictures, I believe blue arrow juniper fits the bill. Then a friend told me they won't live here due to twig blight and 100 other problems. There isn't one listed on your website, so that leads me to believe they might be correct. Is this true? If so, any suggestions? Taylor ultimately gets too tall.
Okay. This is a good question. And blue arrow juniper is a species of juniper called Scopularum, okay? And that's a juniper, and it's native. You know, me and Caroline and Tyler were in here yesterday, and we went down
on a deep dive.
A deep dive of different species of juniper, okay? There's a lot more juniper than I...
are problematic.
They can be, yes. And their native range is way more like west than here, okay? So they can take the heat, they can take it cold. Like, that's not the problem. What I think it is potentially the wetness of our climate here in Middle Tennessee, because they do have their issues here. Right. And we stopped selling blue arrow juniper. Unless people really want it, we'll special order it for you. But for the most part, we don't stock it because it tends to definitely have its issues here, okay?
Phytophthora and root rot, those are all problems.
Now, is it a cool-looking plant? Most definitely. You get online and you look around at the plants, like, yeah, they're very upright. They're bluish. They look great. But they can be troublesome here, okay? So there is another, blue juniper that we sell here. It's called Blue Point. Now, it does get a little bit fatter, okay? So we have to deal with that. It's not like super
Nothing
skinny.
wrong with that.
No, that's right,
Caroline. At all.
Blue Point juniper stays a little bit shorter than Taylor, typically, because Taylor's our native here. Taylor's a great, upright, evergreen, skinny plant that's got this silvery bluish look to it. But like you said, it does get in that 25, 30-foot tall range at maturity, okay? But Blue Point tends to stay a little bit smaller than that, but it does chunk out, probably 6 feet wide, if not more with age. But it does have that blue look, and it's a good plant for around here. It grows like a weed. I mean, seriously fast, y'all. And if you need to keep it skinnier, you can by shearing roughly in February. Get it sheared back tight, and then it'll bust tight. So that might be an alternative to that old
maybe
blue
arrow.
You're
talking about, Austin, as far as height and width are all ultimate.
Yes.
Taylor,
exactly.
while it will get taller, it doesn't get there overnight.
No.
If you've ever cedar trees in the wild, they're... And this is a cultivar that was selected from, the Juniper virginiana, which is the eastern red cedar that we all refer to as cedar trees. It's a direct derivative of that, and it has all the same cultural characteristics. But it does, while it stays nice and slender, it ultimately can. But what's the biggest one? The biggest one I've ever seen is maybe 15 feet tall. Have you seen one taller than that, Austin?
Rarely. I mean, rarely. Maybe some old ones, some people that planted them 15, 20 years ago, maybe, but
That's about as old as it can be. So, the question I pose to the person who asked it is that, are you planning on living in your house for more than 15 or 20 years? Will it become a problem before you actually move to some other home? People tend to move every 5 to 7 years. So it's something to consider. It's well to consider its ultimate size, but you just got to understand that we're probably talking 15 to 20 years down the line before it can achieve its full height.
And maybe use fewer of them if you're going to do a grouping and you want it really small, and if it's 6 feet wide versus the other one, maybe just use one less than that.
Yeah, you could go that route. And I mean, honestly, what if it gets to, is there anything above you? That's always my question too. What is 20 feet really that tall? No, for a plant, for a tree especially, 20 feet is pretty small. Let's be honest. So 20 feet is not that. I mean, if you got power lines above you, maybe that's something to think about. But if you don't have anything above you, let it get tall.
The gable. Yeah, you don't want it too close to the house anyway, right?
Yeah.
So
they're a full sun plant, so they don't like being shaded.
That's right. Don't shade them. Y'all, we're getting some live questions in.
Oh, we are.
Live.
We got one. I know, right?
Live
Crazy. One from Joan saying,
Hey, Joan.
My Baptisia got huge over the summer. Is it okay to cut it back? Also, what about those seed pods?
Tell them, Caroline.
Mine is giant. It's like a shrub. I've never seen one so big, but I let it stay up to keep getting energy until that first frost. When we get that first frost in, it's so sensitive that it's going to turn it black, and then that's when I cut it back, or actually they'll easily just kind of fall off and break. And then those are seed pods, so I do have some volunteers pop up here and there in my beds. They're fun to shake. They sound like a little rattlesnake.
I want one.
I will bring you one.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, I will bring you some. Yeah, they're really cool. You can get rid of them if you don't want any volunteers popping up. But yeah, that's just the cool little seed pods that they make. I love that plant so much. You turned me on to it, actually.
It's a great plant. One of my favorite perennials, if not my favorite perennial out there. And yeah, Caroline's right. If you want to save those seeds, y'all save them, okay? Like, let the seed pods dry up on the plant. Like Caroline said, whenever they get dry and they get ready to harvest, you can grab those things and shake them, and they rattle.
We have go to seed back in perennials here, and I'll walk through and just kind of move them all.
Yeah, they make a noise. It's pretty cool. But that's when you know that the seeds are like ready to be
to go.
harvested. Okay, and then you can harvest those seeds, put them in a baggie or whatever, keep them in your fridge over the wintertime. You can sow them
Or
if
just
you
scatter
want
them
to.
everywhere.
Yeah, and they might come up next year. So that's kind of a fun thing to do.
It is a
But,
fun thing to do.
Baptisia is great. But you're right. Don't do any cutting right now, really. Let
Leave
those
it
just
up.
stay up.
Yeah.
One thing about Baptisia is it has like minimal pest or pathogen pressure. Like hardly anything.
I never
gets on
have
it.
issues with any of mine. And at this point, I think I have 6 of them. And they're clean. The one that you got me, what was labeled as lemon meringue, now we don't think it is. That one is just glorious. It's as tall as my shoulder, which he does not believe me about.
That's
Tall as your
that's
shoulder.
1.5 bird baths.
That's the biggest
Oh, no.
Baptisia
It's
on the
more
planet.
than 1.5
Wow.
lids. Yeah, well, maybe I have the biggest Baptisia on the planet.
Call the Guinness World Record, people. Tyler, get them on the phone.
Get him on the horn, Tyler.
Get
Okay,
him on the
while
horn.
Tyler's doing that, let's get to Kim's question. Kim says, good morning. Will creeping Jenny choke out bushes and other plants? Should I pull it out from underneath? So I have it in a bed with salvia, with a low-growing juniper, and with switchgrass and poppies. And they all pop up right through it. And it is probably at least an inch thick because it's been there for years, just piling on.
That's what I was about to say, too. is
I
that-
hate that.
I don't love it. It escaped out of a planter I had, but I'm learning to love it and live with it. I try to kind of keep it clean, keep it bordered around things.
It is so bad in my lawn.
Oh.
We are considering going the David
The black plastic route.
because it is, and it is insidious if it gets away from you.
Yeah.
It will. Take,
It'll take over everything.
it's
It
awful.
really does. But it doesn't. But Kim, good question. Like, it doesn't choke out other things.
No.
Like Caroline said, like, it lives with it. It'll certainly make a mat or carpet around all your plants, but it doesn't necessarily like choke things
My
out.
switchgrass poking
Except
up
for the
through it
lawn.
is
Except
kind
for-
of pretty.
It will choke out fescue, folks.
Yeah.
It will take over.
I
in the
haven't
summer,
let
for
mine
sure.
escape. So I've got my all gold juniper in the front. So I keep it away from that. Like it'll grow into it every so often and grow up, but it hasn't made it to my lawn yet. I've done a pretty good job of keeping it contained. But again, like I said, where it is, it's at least 1.5 inches thick
Oh, yeah.
because it's almost a decade of growth. Just
And any
piling
choice
up.
you make on whatever you're choosing, there's going to be the maintenance parameters
Right.
that are associated with it.
Exactly.
So,
Mm-hmm.
creeping Jenny, you're going to have to work on the edges to keep it
Years
somewhat
and
contained.
years.
It naturally does not want to stay
No.
within bounds. So
No.
you're going to have to force it to, and you're going to have to. At
And
this time, you'll probably deal with it almost weekly, if not every other week. It's not a huge amount if you stay at it. It's when you let it go that it gets away.
If it gets away, and I'm
Yeah.
telling you, folks, I'm living it.
Yours
So-
escaped.
and it is not. It is not an easy plant weed to get rid of using a selective type of herbicide. I mean, if you're going to spray, I mean, there are some stuff out there. I think they called it 4-Speed XT was what Drew used to tell us to use for it, and it laughs
Yeah.
at it to a certain degree.
Shout
So-
out to Drew. I
Yeah,
talked
but-
to him last week. by
Did
the
you
way.
really? Prince of Potions. That's it. Yeah, he's the man.
Yeah.
So, but anyhow, get it,
Mm-hmm.
rip it,
Get it, rip it.
burn it. Do not
or learn
throw
to
it
live
in
with
the
it
woods.
like I did. Yeah, don't throw it anywhere.
No.
Don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's never a bad time of year to add Earth Mix to your garden. Earth Mix garden products are sustainably sourced, living soils and amendments crafted to give you the best success for your gardening efforts. Establishing a raised bed? Use Garden Premium Topsoil Blend for an excellent performing growing medium for flowers and vegetables. Amend your gardens with their supernatural compost, with all the nutrients needed to recharge existing soils. For houseplants, their Proganics Indoor Grow Mix is a fantastic potting medium that will feed for up to 6 months without the need for additional fertilizer. Earth Mix is sold only at independent garden centers, so head over to earthmix.net/find Earthmix to locate one near you. Success begins at the ground level when you use Earth Mix garden products.
All righty.
All right, Tyler.
In bloom with Austin.
Good morning. This is not going to be a What's in Bloom segment.
Are we going to talk about your photo more?
I wish you would have told me that.
Bunch of photos. This is we're going rogue a little bit, okay? Me and Tyler are going to come up with a new
there's
jingle
a
for
switch.
for something. But I wanted to chat about something. I was thinking about it the other day, and Emily Boyd, Emily, shout out. Hope you're doing well. I know you're listening this morning. You brought some pictures in. We're going to get that up, a little later in the show. But you got me thinking about some stuff, and that is plants that are a little bit stressed this time of year. New plants, okay? I'm going trees, all right? I planted 3 trees this winter, okay? Which is a good time to plant trees. They're deciduous trees, so they drop their leaves, everything, all that's good. But this is their first year, okay? And this is August, and we had a harsh July. And it's been a little bit dry at my house, and some things are happening. And I wanted to show y'all. Tyler, can we throw the first picture up? It is a ivory silk, yep, there it is. Ivory silk lilac tree, okay? So look at a picture on the left. You would look at me and be like, Austin, what are you doing? Like, why have I been listening to you? Like, this is not good. That tree looks dead. And look at it. It does. It doesn't look good. You would look at that and be like, oh, it's got a disease. It's bad. Nothing's good. You know what, y'all? I'm letting it deal with its stress this first year, okay? It's going to have to latch in. It's way out in the yard. I'm not going out to water that thing, okay? Now, we got a little bit of rain last night, so that was helpful. But those leaves are pretty green, and crispy brown, halfway, not great, okay? It's a new plant. I got it for free last year whenever we had our little sale going on in the back. But it's a pretty plant. It's a really cool plant. Ivory silk lilac tree. Y'all, it's cool. But look, picture on the right. Look at that bud. That is what I'm after. That bud, that terminal bud right there, which just means the bud at the very tip growing. Okay, I peeled those. I kind of, folded the leaves back on themselves so y'all didn't see the horrible, ugly leaves. But you get to see that bud right there. And it is tight. It is fully formed. It is great. That's what I'm playing for, okay? So I'm not so worried about this year's leaves. So there you go. Tyler, next picture. Can we throw it up there? This one's even worse. Y'all are going to just be like, you're an idiot. Ooh. Look at that. That's a Katsura tree. Okay? Ooh. Katsura trees are naturally thirsty creatures. Okay?
Is this the one we got you for your birthday?
Negative. No, Caroline. Okay. This was one that was already struggling when I got it. Okay? And these are horrible pictures. Sorry, Tyler. I'm not a photographer. You know this. But
you suck.
Thanks, Tyler. The one on the left
you did fine.
Is the whole tree, and it's mainly sticks, okay? Mainly sticks. Hardly any leaves on there. The leaves that are on it are brown and crispy. They look bad, okay? Y'all would think this tree's dead. It's a goner, for sure, a goner. Picture on the right. Once again, not a great picture, but all of those stems, you see all those nodes, all those little spots on the stems there? All of those are loaded with buds and fully intact buds and ready to go. Whenever it gets rehydrated again, those buds are going to crack for me. I promise. I say I promise. I hope I'm right. You do never know. I mean, honestly, this tree could be dying. And like I said, for y'all, it certainly looks like it's dying. But for me, I'm looking at those buds. That's what I'm playing for. And then I've got one more tree. Tyler, can you throw it up? This is my wife's tree I got for her. She's mad at me about this. She was like, what's wrong with our catalpa tree? And I'm like, well, it's really dry. And a lot of catalpa trees around town, even big ones, are like stressing a little bit right now. Okay,
yeah,
but look,
I've seen them yellowing.
Yellowing, droopy.
Happens every year.
That's the house in the distance. You see how far it is, David?
Dig a well.
You're not pulling a hose.
I might have to dig a well.
It's not going to happen.
No, I don't have a hose long enough for that, and I certainly ain't buying one.
Don't?
No, man. So look, it's that far away.
You couldn't pick
You
it
look
up.
like you're talking into Bernarda.
But anyway, picture on the left. Droopy, not looking great, a little bit rough. People would say, oh, this has got a disease. It's going to die, whatever. Picture on the right. Look, you see where those 2 green stems are coming out, horizontally? Right above that. You can't barely tell, but there's 2 little buds. And catalpa trees naturally have what we call like naked buds, so you don't really see them. They're not super prominent. But look, guys, they're there, okay? So what I've been telling people for this time of year, get it through. Just keep some green leaves on it as much as you can, even if the leaves look rough, if they look a little bit brown, if there's some yellowing, if there's some spotting.
You're giving me hope.
I'm
I've got one in the yard myself.
I'm telling you, everyone's got one in the yard for the most part, especially new plantings. That's how it is on the first year. Y'all, be patient with your plants. And Emily did this. Like I said, we're going to get a picture up. Emily, we're going to show she had a stressy
Let's go ahead and
plant.
show Emily's pictures just while you're talking.
You want to while we're doing it?
I did not have it queued
Tyler's
up.
not ready.
Oh, okay.
Oh, God.
Not
So
on
I
the queue.
I can
It's
get
not on
it
the
queued
queue.
up.
It's not
Emily,
ready.
we're coming for you. We're going to show everybody your stressy plant and then what it turned into with a little bit of patience, okay? So that's a little bit down the road. So all I got to say is, y'all, there's a lot of things blooming out there, but what we got to do is just be patient with the ones we got that are a little bit rough. Don't think like imminent death, disease, it's all bad. Like, don't think that. Be optimistic. Look at those buds. As long as you got buds, those are the ones we're after.
It'll be okay.
There you have it. Rant over.
Okay.
Yeah,
Love it.
As an alternative to your approach, for those who might wish to, there are products such as gator bags that can be filled with water that let the water out slowly. Even another thing, you may have some 5-gallon pails around.
Drill
that are
holes in the
available.
bottom. Yeah.
I mean, but you want to put really small ones, like a 1/8 inch or even smaller, and put like 4 or 5 of those, and just simply pour water into them, and it will slowly allow the water to soak in around. So that's one way to somewhat circumnavigate that dilemma that Austin chooses to deal with at a extreme distance or just deal with it. The plants are going to survive, and you're absolutely right. But it doesn't mean that there's no cost associated with it. It means they're going to look really rough for a bit. So,
And that catalpa, once it takes over, you got to worry about it.
Oh, yeah. That's the thing. That's what I know about them all. And, in a perfect world, David is certainly right. Like, I could have kept those plants a lot greener and more healthy.
You could have tried.
I could have tried a little bit harder. I could have. But you know what? Life happens. And, life ain't perfect at all. And, we got, I got a wife and kids and a life and sports and school and all the stuff that's
You just don't have time to get a hose and drag it out. Hey, Joyce says, Austin, could you not drag a hose to those babies once or twice during the first year? Go buy a new hose.
No, Joyce. I told you I'm not doing that.
300 feet.
It's way far. It's way far away. I'm not doing that. And I'm an experimenter with plants. Joyce, you know this. Like, I want to see how bad they can get. I'm okay with looking at a plant like that. I'm not, y'all know I am a little picky about keeping things clean and keeping things nice and all that. But that's like with established stuff. Like, I got to let these things get established on their own. They've got to learn to deal with it. I did this with all the other trees. I could have taken pictures of all my beautiful trees in the yard if you wanted to see that, Joyce. Actually, I could probably send Tyler a picture right now of my bald cypress that is absolute money power.
I wish you would send them the day before.
Yeah. He's not ready
for
it
my
right
sanity.
Now. But seriously, I got 10 other trees in the yard, y'all, that are picture perfect top to bottom, okay? But those were planted either 2 or 3 years ago, or maybe even 4 or 5 years ago. But you know what? I let those get established the same way. And did they look great on their first season? No. But now they're money. And I've never had to water those.
We mentioned new trees for Austin. Learn to deal with it.
There you go.
Right to deal with.
Learn to deal with
We
it.
had a neighbor down the street that had a catalpa that was probably 4 feet across. Now that tree was probably 60 years old.
Oh,
And they
beautiful.
finally had to lose it. They finally had to go. Got hollow on the inside.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
They will get
Nothing
hollow on the
lasts
inside.
forever.
That's true. Hey, we do have a lot of questions about leaves and trees and such. Let's get to one.
They're
My
throwing
service
him under the
berry
bus
had
about hoses,
lost
too.
most of my leaves. Is it dead or is it just August?
I'm sorry, what was the plant?
My service berry has
berry?
lost most of its leaves. Is it dead or is it just August?
It's just August. I mean, I could have a service berry in the yard that looks just like what yours is looking like right now. Like I said, keep as many leaves as you can. It don't be like me. If you can keep water to it, keep that water to it for August, y'all. Just get it to fall. That's all I've been telling people lately. Keep some leaves up. Even if it loses some, it's okay. Get it to fall. It's a service berry. It's a native. It's going to crack
It'll
and
be
be fine.
fine.
Yeah, you can really see a service berry's buds. Go along those stems and look at those buds. I'm telling you, you're going to see them. They're going to be tight. They're going to be fine.
All right,
Even
Japanese maple.
well-established- Yeah, even well-established trees that are like Yoshino cherries, you'll see those defoliate this time of year.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we used to have one. This is before we did all that aforementioned landscape changes, but it would be completely devoid of foliage by this time of year, and it comes back out wonderfully every year. So
Every year. That's how it is. Yeah, David, a good point. On the way home, I see 3 Yoshino cherries at this cemetery area. Every year I look at them, and they're beautiful trees. In the spring especially. Great wide canopy. They're beautiful, but they are 50% at least defoliated right now. All yellow leaves right around the base of the tree. Part of it.
It's part of this year. How about can I plant a tree in the fall?
Oh, yeah.
Well, of course, you plant a
Speaking
tree
of
anytime.
fall.
People ask me that this time of year too. Like yesterday, a guy asked me the exact same question. He was like, can I plant a tree this time of year? And I'm like, look, man, the tree don't care when you plant it. It really don't. But
Do it anytime.
you're going to have to keep it, watered. That's up to you, So it's a lot harder on you. It's not necessarily harder on the plant if you keep it moist, but, in the fall is really the ideal time to plant trees. Not to mention, that's when we have our best selection of trees. We really bring them in. They'll be full. They'll be great, coming straight from the growers out of McMinnville. Shout out to them boys doing it.
What? Tyler's pointing at us.
What are you pointing at?
One of the great things with regard to planting, right now, the container plants that has been an innovation for many decades now. You get around the whole transplant shock thing. It's only about maintenance. In the fall, as your weather is cooling off and we're traditionally getting more rains, the maintenance becomes much less. So you can plant in late October and early November and water it in when you first plant it, and perhaps, depending on what the weather does, and not have to water it again until maybe early summer or late spring of the next year. So you get a full season head start on something by planting in the fall. But even planting right now, you can, we grow these trees and shrubs on pavement and gravel, and the difference maker is we have irrigation. And there are things we have to give additional hand watering to because they dry out faster than what a single application of irrigation can render to them. So it's all about maintenance. So
Yes, it
Austin,
is.
you're exactly right.
Hey, Debbie says, Austin, you can always hook hoses together.
Debbie, thanks. I don't have that many hoses, Debbie.
Well, maybe
I've
you
only
can
got
get some.
2, and they're not long enough.
And you got to take
maybe
them.
that was
Not only do you have to drag them all the way out, you got to drag them all the
That's
way
right.
back home. I
No.
And then they're full of water.
Yes.
Exactly. They're heavier.
Oh,
You'd
my
be using
gosh.
a winch to winch your hose back
Yeah.
up.
Now, Debbie,
You'd be
them
fine.
trees going to have to figure it out. All right, Debbie? They're going to be fine. You trust me. Next spring, I'll get you a pick.
Yeah, they'll be, hopefully.
Don't say it.
We got a question from
Optimism.
Miriam.
Hey, Miriam.
Hey, Miriam.
I lost a tall tree.
Sorry.
I'm never going to be able to get a question out this morning. I lost a tall tree that shaded my pansy redbud. Now it's in full sun. Any helpful hints?
Miriam, let it acclimate to that full sun. You don't have to do anything. I mean, they're grown out in McMinnville in the full sun all day long. They're growing like corn out there. I mean, they're totally, but redbuds are shade tolerant.
Growing like corn out there.
Yeah. They grow trees like corn out in McMinnville. Y'all ever been out there? Go take a look. And all those redbuds, dogwoods, all those plants that are like shade tolerant are fine in the shade. They're tolerant of that, but they want full sun. Redbuds are no different. Just because they live on the wood line and they can get some shade does not mean that they can't handle full sun. They're actually the better, they're showstoppers in the full sun. Dogwood's the same way. So just let it acclimate. This year it might stress a little bit because it's getting out of that shade and into the full sun. But don't worry about it. Redbud's going to be good in that spot.
Don't fret, Miriam. It'll be okay.
Love you, Miriam.
Love you. Love you, girl. What is the best way to control or eradicate tree of heaven in a woodland area?
Oh, God.
That sounds real hard.
Good luck. Tree of Heaven's a horrible, exotic, invasive plant, okay? Very similar to privet in like what it does. It
I
spreads.
have privet everywhere.
I mean, it spreads from seed. It also spreads from underground rhizomes. Like, it's a nasty, nasty invasive. So to eradicate, you might have to get somebody with some equipment out there to really dig it up. I mean, kind of think about it like bamboo a little bit. I mean, it's not that bad, but it's somewhat close.
Pretty bad.
It's pretty bad. I mean, it's not fun to deal with. So, just chopping it down to the earth or whatever is not going to do anything. It's going to come right back. So you really got to dig it.
The tool I grew up with that we called a grubbing hoe, a lot of people would call a mattocks, and this is one of the best tools that you can have because you just have a horizontal kind of an axe blade on it. We had some kind of a technical issue.
David went to space.
Whoa!
Anyway.
The lights went out.
Anyway, but I got featured on my own little spotlight there.
Yeah.
That tool is especially good for just digging up plants by the roots out of the ground. So if you have not let them get too large, you could take a couple of swings at it with that and uproot it all, but you just have to keep repeating that process.
It's like shampoo. Lather, rinse, repeat.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Lather, rinse,
And
repeat.
for those of us who have hair, it means more to than
Yes,
some
it
of them.
does, doesn't it, David? Yeah.
Thanks for that, Josh.
I didn't talk to you. I was talking to David.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
Oh,
That reminded me
okay.
of the Herbal Essence. Hey, Herbal Essence, hope you're listening.
What's up, Essence? Good morning.
Got great hair.
There's a cricket in the grass, so I have to keep shaking it to make it quiet. All right. Any tips on supporting raspberry and blackberry canes?
Yes. I mean, get them up. Get them up on something. I mean,
'em on
honestly, if you don't, they're going to run across the ground. I mean, so you really, blackberry's not so bad. Blackberries are kind of arching, I would say. Like they kind of come up and then fall a little bit. So it's not horrible, but it does make a big thicket, So, I mean, And also, pruning efforts on blackberries and raspberries are so crucial for like really good fruit production and really good, like a little bit more tidiness. Okay. Like if you let them go crazy, I've got a buddy that's let his raspberries go crazy and he knows he did. Okay. Kyle, shout out. Hope you're doing all right. He grows a lot of fruit, but he's let his raspberries go nuts and his blackberries go nuts and he doesn't know what to do with it. And at this point, like, seriously, the amount of weeds, the amount of canes, the amount of thorns,
Bush hog.
all of it. Yeah, seriously, a bush hog is in order. Yeah. So don't let it get to that point, all right? So let's, figure out our pruning techniques on that. But get them up on a trellis, some sort of sturdy structure, that will really help you a lot.
I use parachute twine and then some stakes, and you just get them just off the ground. If
exactly.
Else.
I mean, be creative. You don't have, you could go out and buy a fancy trellis if you want to make it look ornamental, or you could use a couple stakes, some T-posts,
really heavy fishing wire.
I mean, whatever you can find to get them up. Just make sure you get them up and then do those proper, pruning techniques. Some say there ain't no cure for the summertime blues. But we say Bates Nursery is. Located in Nashville, Tennessee, Bates Nursery and Garden Center is a separate world unto itself. They feature the widest variety of plants, including trees, shrubs, native plants, perennials, houseplants, and specimen evergreens. Their knowledgeable staff will assist you with any gardening needs, catering to any experience level. Open year-round, and Caroline, tell them how to get here.
Bates Nursery is located minutes from downtown Nashville off Briley Parkway, exit 19 in beautiful Whites Creek, Tennessee. You'll see it's worth the drive from anywhere. No time to visit the nursery? Shop online with delivery and pickup options available for the greater Middle Tennessee area at www.batesnursery.com.
So if you want to learn a lot about living and a little about love, visit Bates Nursery and Garden Center, beautifying Nashville since 1932.
So let's go ahead and get to another question. Recommendation on an evergreen that is 3 to 4 feet wide and 5 to 6 foot tall for a cottage garden.
Ooh.
Okay, 5 to 6 feet tall.
That's like a riddle for you.
Wide, it kind of is. Yeah, I mean, for a cottage garden, gosh. Does it have to be evergreen? Does it need to be flowering? I mean, there's plenty of flowering plants that'll fit the
They
bill
say
on that.
evergreen.
Does it have to be
Recommendation
evergreen?
on an evergreen, 3 to 4 foot wide, 5 to 6
narrows
foot
the
tall.
choices a lot.
Mm-hmm.
What's that brainy looking thing that grows in the globe?
You're talking cryptomeria. You're talking, Japanese cedar, and that plant will actually get probably that tall. It's going to be slow to get there.
Yeah, it's slow, but it's
It's
Well,
a very
what about-
interesting, funky plant.
Like a weeping deodar cedar that you just cut back. It's
But
very
not all
cottagey. It's spilly.
Not all evergreens are conifers. There are broadleaf plants to consider. There are various types of hollies that are evergreen. It might not be the look you're trying to achieve, but you could use things like needlepoint holly or even Burford or dwarf. That'll get into that size range, and they are evergreen, but they're broadleaf evergreens, not conifers.
I mean, laurels come to mind a little bit as well. Like Otto, Luke, and laurel, they'll get. My mom used to have some. They were easy 5 foot, easy 4 feet, almost equally as wide. So that's a good little evergreen space filler.
Space filler.
And then
Kim. So Kim says, I have an amazing kiwi that with very vigorous growth.
Wow.
There's a male and a female plant present. I've never gotten any fruit. It has been there since 2020 or 2021. This past year, I had no blossoms. The year before, I had blossoms, but a late freeze got them. What could be the problem?
Well, it blossomed, but the late freeze got them. That was the problem.
could have
that
happened
year.
this year too.
Year after year. Yeah, it really depends on the year. We did have a little bit of a late one this year, which is pretty typical every year. But gosh, your plant is vigorous. Extra vigorous. So just hang in there. Keep it going. You're going to have a year where you get plenty of flowers and probably plenty of fruit. You got the male and the female. That's always good. You might add another male if you can find one. That just adds pollen. That's,
If you got
always
blooms,
helpful. Yeah, if you have blooms, you got, them blooming at the same time. Obviously, you might get fruit, but stick it out. That's a vigorous, good-looking plant. Like, you're doing something right there.
Yeah,
and
it
one of
looks
the points that you're always good to make, Austin, is that we don't live in the easiest part of the world to grow fruit.
No.
So, there are challenges, and if it's not frost or freeze, it's the extremes of weather. So it just kind of goes with the territory to some extent. In our Middle Tennessee area, it is challenging.
I had 4 years to wait for one of our what is it called? Oh my goodness, I've lost. I had a brain freeze there for a minute.
That's okay.
The guy's growing them right down this thing.
Figs.
Figs.
Yeah.
4 years from a brown turkey before I
Yeah,
had the
sometimes
first
they
one.
take a while.
Take some time.
All right, and then we've got a couple more photos from Emily Boyd.
Emily, this is
So
what you brought me the other day.
Yes, I'm going to let Austin talk about these because you and Emily had talked about it yesterday.
Yeah.
And also shout out to Carol. We got to see Carol in here as well yesterday.
Oh yeah, Carol, she's great. She got she calls it her Bates book. I love it.
Yeah.
This whole notebook of just notes she's got written in there. I mean, she's thorough.
She is.
Carol,
and
it's great to see you.
I always
Super
enjoy
nice.
talking to you when you come out.
But yeah, Emily, this was probably a month ago-ish, I would say. Emily brought me a picture of a pretty struggling looking maple, Japanese maple, and it was Lajima Senego, which is one of my favorite cultivars out there. But Emily, I'm glad you have one. She's got an extensive collection of Japanese maples, also a collection of hostas that are just unrivaled. Emily, you're really doing good work out there. And I literally pretty much had to tell her, like, Emily, let's wait it out a minute. Like, there's not much I can tell you to do. We kind of just have to get it through or whatever. And then that second picture on the right, Tyler, put it back up there on the right, where it just flushed. And over the past week or so, I'd say that thing, maybe 2 weeks, that thing is flushed pretty. It's getting back good. It's starting to get some beef to it. Love that.
Yeah.
And it looks really nice. Clean and green. That's what we want. There's still some damage within there, but that's part of it.
Still got
Emily
the Isley
knows.
label on it.
Still
so
got
that's
the
all
label on,
good.
so
Yeah,
she
yeah.
remembers what it is. But look at that foliage. Cracking pretty. You're doing well, Emily. It's going to be great. Good work.
Yeah. And wonderful to see you.
Great to see you. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, we've got some live questions in. One coming in from Austin.
Hey,
On
Austin.
YouTube. Austin says, I have a spot in my yard beside my Perfectamundo azaleas and boxwoods that get about 5 hours of morning sun. Would you choose Itea or Summer Sweet? I love both of those.
Do you?
Are you looking at me like...
No, I like both of them. I was just saying, yeah. I mean, one of them's Clethra, one of them's Itea.
I would go with Itea. The fall color on that is awesome.
Itea is stunning with fall color.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Clethra is a really pretty bloomer when it's in bloom, and the butterflies love it and all of that.
And Clethra's more upright, so if
it
you
is.
wanted something upright, you could go with that one.
I mean, both native plants that live very well here. Clethra can be a little bit thirstier. Itea can live wet or dry. Doesn't really care. It's a very easy plant to grow. It does form a little bit of a thicket, okay? So kind of plan for a little bit of growth. Clethra just gets bigger from its main, part of the plant. But like Itea does kind of spread a little bit. So know that. Both good plants. Well, you choose what you like. I mean,
Flip the coin.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I love both of those. And then Colin says, in regards to the stressed plants, my dad always said patience is a virtue. It was extremely annoying and went over my head as a child and as an adult, but I apply it to plants every day.
Ah, the wisdom of the
So
ages.
Wonderful.
It's the biggest part of gardening. It truly is patience. You
It is.
have to. You have to be patient. Cole, you're so right. I didn't like to hear that either when I was a kid. But now,
But now you know. Well, speaking
Well,
of
if you plant a
patience,
seed, you can't dig it up and check on it every day.
That's
Yeah.
right.
I want to get to one last question. My newly planted coneflower never bloomed. What do I need to do? Have patience. It will bloom next year. I bloomed.
You
I
bloomed.
planted a couple different coneflowers this year that didn't have any buds when I bought them, and now they're just spending their time getting established in the ground, and I know I will have blooms next year, so be patient.
Part of it.
Very good.
It's a big part of it.
Yes,
Very,
it is.
very good. Oh, my goodness. The hour flew by, folks.
Quick hour today.
So
It
we
did
appreciate
indeed.
all of your participation on Facebook
Absolutely.
and on the YouTube. Good discussions out there. Hey, folks, next Saturday morning, we're going to come back here to the Green Room Studios. We're going to have another edition of Gardening Inside Out. Hey, through the week, go ahead, like, share, tell the whole world about us.
We're right here.
And we'll be right here back next Saturday morning at 8 o'clock. See you then.
Thank you for tuning into the Gardening Inside Out podcast. If you're looking for more information or more from your hosts, don't forget that we have a live Saturday morning broadcast, 8 a.m. Central Time on YouTube and Facebook. You can also follow us on our Instagram channel. That's @Gardening Inside Out for more posts, reels, and in-depth dives to topics and things we've discussed on the show. If our content resonates with you, consider giving us a follow, like, and subscription on all of our social media pages. See you next time.